Los Angeles, California, the city of angels.
Somehow I woke up out in Beverly, fucked up, smelling like that bourbon. And I end up alone, I'm not certain. Yeah, the girls seem polite in the club every night. That's how it goes when you Hollywood perfect.
WrestleMania, the greatest live event in all of entertainment.
Hollywood perfect. That's how it goes when you Hollywood perfect.
Hollywood, WrestleMania. If the two were to ever cross paths yet again, it sure would be a spectacle to behold.
Hollywood perfect.
Ladies and gents, this is the moment you've waited for. You've been searching in the dark, your sweat soaking through the floor. And buried in your bones, there's an ache that you can't ignore. Taking your breath, stealing your mind, and all that was real is left behind.
My disciple, I created him. And he betrayed me!
There is not a challenge I have ever turned away from.
You cannot beat Brock Lesnar.
I will win back my Universal Championship.
Your destiny has already been decided.
I'm number one.
I'm gonna make you eat your words on the grandest stage of them all.
And now, Hollywood, get ready for 2 nights of the greatest event in entertainment.
Welcome to WrestleMania!
This is the greatest show!
I believe everything has been double, triple, quadruple checked. Hello, and welcome to episode 117. Oh, fucked it. Episode 119 of the TEW 28 Challenge Run. Today, ladies and gentlemen and everything in between, we are booking night 1 of WrestleMania 37. Intro finished, you've seen it. Sick. One of my favourite pieces of work I've ever made. And yeah, it's going to be a different one for episode. Well, not completely different. It's going to just the part in it where they highlight the matches. That's going to be different for night 2, obviously. But yeah, we're here. Major band, C-list celeb, $2 million set. Because that's all I can afford, being medium-sized because of the fucking India tour. But all of that effort from the India tour, from episode 1 until now. Back in episode 1 when we did Drew McIntyre and Lashley, we did Becky vacating the title, the women's tournament, all that. Seems like a lifetime ago. Because it was a year ago in-game, it was like 8, 9 months ago IRL time. But we're here. Legendary event, 5 hours. Without any further ado, let us jump straight into the show. We start with the kickoff match. It gets a 73 and it goes 10 minutes and 35 seconds. Dio Madden and Cedric Alexander on the kickoff. What a couple of months he's had since he turned on Ricochet in the start of December, so like 3 or 4 months ago. And Ricochet's here tonight with Jeff Hardy, another man who's been found himself on Cedric Alexander's bad side. And the winners, Ricochet and Jeff Hardy, defeat Dio Madden and Cedric Alexander in 10:35. Jeff Hardy pins, it says Dio Madden, but I'll probably have it be Cedric, with a Swanton Bomb. 61 for Cedric, 48 for Dio, 65 for Jeff, and 78 for Ricochet. Good job I didn't rate this. 32. Kathy Cool sings America the Beautiful. Kathy Cool. because I didn't have a singer. You could pretend Kathy Cole is someone else if you really want to, but I don't know why you would ever want to, because look at this goddamn queen. She's a regen, she had good mic skills. So I decided to have her sing the national anthem, and she got 32, but IMO, she really nailed it. We then get the cool video package. You've seen it already at the top of the episode, but this is where it will play on the actual show after the pre-show match and the America the Beautiful singing. And we obviously be going over the matches that I went over in the actual video, because that's nice. The opening segment is The Miz and John Morrison. They come to the ring. The first people we see is The Miz and Jomo, and they've got over-the-top pyro. Miz is out in his suit, Morrison's out in his suit. And obviously they spend a lot of money making themselves look like superstars, because they're hosting. And Miz says, welcome to the most must-see WrestleMania of all time. Now, it wouldn't be Hollywood WrestleMania without myself, The Miz, the most A-list must-see superstar in all of the WWE, and my partner in crime, my best friend, John Morrison. And what a show it's going to be tonight. It's going to be truly worthy of Hollywood. But before they can finish, they announce about the music of J-Flo, who come out, they come to the ring in their special WrestleMania dressed themed outfits that the stylist has made for them. And Mackie takes the mic off the Miz and she's like, WrestleMania! And the crowd cheers. And Miz is like, excuse me, this is our night. You need to go to the back. Nobody invited you out here. This won't be must-see with you here. And I like WrestleMania, woo! And then the crowd cheer for J-Flo and Boom, Miz and Morrison, and just a fun interaction between the two hosts as they all clear the ring. And then the lights go out, and the entrance of the first wrestler plays. In a match that gets an 82, the opening match is for the Intercontinental Championship. Johnny Gargano against his former... Well, I guess it wasn't really his disciple, because he only went with Johnny to get close to the IC title, but he was Seth Rollins' disciple. They were both Seth Rollins' disciple. Then he became a member of The Way. It's all complicated, but it all comes down to tonight. Damian Priest challenges Johnny Gargano for the Intercontinental Championship. Hot opener, 82, 16 minutes, 45 seconds. And it's pretty much your quintessential big babyface versus small heel, kind of like cowardly match, but Gargano does have AOP at ringside with him. Not Candice and Ruby, because they are also wrestling tonight, but he has a AOP there. And there'd definitely be a big spot where Priest does that step up over the rope, dive to the outside, taking both AOP members out. And Johnny would hit him with the DDT or some move after he got in the ring after that for a 2 count. And then in the end, Gargano would go for the slingshot spear to put Damian Priest away, but Priest would catch him, spin him round, nail the Reckoning, or the Hit the Lights, if we're going to rename it like real life. He pulls the rock hands, and he sticks his tongue out as he pins Johnny Gargano 1, 2, 3. And we have a new Intercontinental Champion. Damian Priest wins his WrestleMania debut here tonight. And he wins the Intercontinental Championship over Johnny freaking WrestleMania. 73 for Priest and 88 for Gargano, and an 82 rated match is fucking good. Backstage, the Robert Stone brand are here, and they're going, today is the greatest show of the year. Fucking 40,000 people here in, it says Boston, Massachusetts, but it's not actually, because it's in SoFi Stadium. And they're going to see me, the 24/7 champion Robert Stone, win the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. And they're going to see me put the market value of the Robert Stone brand to new heights when they bump into the Great Khali. And the Great Khali's here because it's WrestleMania and all the legends are out. And Khali pins Robert Stone and wins his title. The first of what I'm assuming will be many changes for that title tonight. The Great Khali steals it, but Robert Stone can't chase him down and get it back because, well, he's got a match to prepare for. Fucking hell, yes. There we go. 75 rated match. Bayley and Dakota. The story here. If you've noticed carefully, this has been brewing since Survivor Series when Dakota and Bayley sort of had a bit of a miss up in that match. They actually haven't ever wrestled. I don't know if you ever noticed, they haven't ever faced each other one-on-one on TV, but I specifically have been holding it off because I knew it was going to be happening here. And then Dakota eliminated Bayley from the Rumble. Bayley eliminated Dakota in the chamber, and it should all sort of spiraled from there. But it's ending off here tonight in a 12 minutes and 19 seconds match. We wouldn't do the whole Bayley teases the belly to Bayley thing with the ponytail in this match, because we did that at Evolution, we did it in the Rumble, and I don't want to diminish that spot too many times if she's going to keep losing after she does it, so I wouldn't really do it here today. I know it is Mania, and you sort of have to do the big spots of Mania, but again, I don't want it to be diminished to the point where, like, you see it and you're like, oh, okay, she's going to lose because why was she booked out? Oh, by the way, yeah, Dakota wins 12-19 with a scorpion kick. Gets a clean win over Bayley here at WrestleMania. But her night's not over, and neither is Bayley's, because Raquel Gonzalez was here with Bayley at ringside. Not with Bayley, with Dakota at ringside. Then after the match, Dakota, she grabs a table from under the ring and she says, Dakota, come in here and chokeslam Bayley through this announce table. And Dakota's going to get in and get involved. When Angel Garza, his music hits, and he comes to the ring. He's like, Raquel, have you not been listening to anything I've said? You told me you didn't want to do this. You're better than being just Dakota's toy, Dakota's bodyguard, Dakota's henchman, and her lackey to take all of her blame and just do all of her bidding for her. You're better than that. If you've noticed it, you've told me that you don't want to be doing this anymore. And Dakota sort of looks at Raquel, like, ignore him. He's trying to split us up. You put Bayley through this table right now. And of course, she goes to chokeslam Bayley through the table. But Swerve, she throws Bayley on the floor. She grabs Dakota by the throat. And Dakota gets chokeslammed through the table. And finally, Angel Garza and Raquel Gonzalez embrace. And he gives her a rose. She puts it in her mouth, lifts him onto his shoulders. And we sort of get the modern day Eddie and China with Raquel and Angel Garza not against Dakota and anyone, but just turning on Dakota. She's going babyface. And Garza's a babyface, and Dakota has been left with egg on her face here. And maybe Bayley would sort of get up and applaud them and be like, yay, good one, because I don't want to just completely vanish and be forgotten about, because that would make her look a bit bad. So we need to get her back up on her feet going, yeah. Speaking of Angel Garza, though, he's in the ring. And then a bunch of, like, 33 other people, I think, come out. Because it's time for the Honor the Jump Memorial Battle Royal. And the people on the screen you see here get their own specific entrance. All the people come in to just a generic WrestleMania music. And then blue collar working man. And Otis comes out and he's in like a pickup truck. Because he's a blue collar working man and he's here to win this Battle Royal. And then Bobby Lashley comes out with his almighty thunder, Titantron and all sorts. Then out comes the Monster Among Men. And then out comes Oney. And finally Samoa Joe, he storms to the ring with a purpose. As the 7th... Yeah, because they missed one last year, so it now matches up with the number of the Mania, yeah. The 7th annual Onto the Jump Memorial Battle Royal gets underway. Fucking hell, a 76, okay. Fair enough. Yeah, you're looking at the fancy graphic here with all the participants in it. Akam, Akira Tozawa, Angel Garza, Bo Dallas, Bobby Lashley, Bobby Roode, Braun Strowman, Brendan Vink, Bronson Reed, Cameron Grimes, Cedric Alexander, Chase Parker, Dolph Ziggler, Dominik Dijakovic, Drew Gulak, Elias, Eric, Frankie Kazarian, Humberto Carrillo, Ivar, James Storm, Jeff Hardy, Jinder Mahal, Luchasaurus, Matt Martell, Mojo Rawley, MVP, Oney Lorcan, Otis, Razor, Ricochet, Riddick Moss, Robert Stone, R-Truth, Samoa Joe, Shane Thorne, Shelton Benjamin, Timothy Thatcher, Tony Nese, and Tucker Knight. And believe it or not, we're getting fancy editing for this match that nobody cares about, because I do have an elimination order. So we start with everyone in the ring, and as soon as the bell rings, Cameron Grimes and Bo Dallas step in, they're like, oh, hold on. He puts his little glasses on, and he starts going through his cash, and he says he's going to pay people money to eliminate themselves in this Battle Royal. And the first person he goes to is Braun Strowman, and he's like, here's $1,000, Braun, eliminate yourself. And Braun, of course, will take the money, pocket it, but Cameron Grimes is going to get grabbed and tossed out of the ring. He's the first elimination. Bo Dallas quickly then follows suit as both of the Stock Exchange are gone in a funny comedy spot. That is the thing with Battle Royals, like, I normally like the first person to not specifically be like the shittest person in the match. Like, for me, I'd rather be eliminated first in a battle royal than like second, third, fourth, because I think that's where you are starting to get rid of the deadwood. But it's a funny spot to be memorable for Cameron Grimes at his WrestleMania debut. But of course, Lashley sees Braun eliminating 2 people, and he can't be outmanned by the monster among men, so he eliminates 2. He eliminates Riddick Moss, and he eliminates Tony Nese. Samoa Joe then eliminates both members of Ever Rise, Akira Tozawa and Tucker Knight. Then Mojo Rawley is eliminated by Dominik Dijakovic. And then the Viking Raiders and AOP get into a fight. It ends with Akam eliminating Ivar, and Eric eliminating Razor. And then Eric and Akam get into a fight, and Akam's eliminated by Eric. So Eric's still standing, Ivar and both members of AOP gone. Then Oney Lorcan eliminates Shane Thorne. And then VIP Nation finally gather up all the men, and they 3-on-1 attack Braun Strowman, because they're feuding on SmackDown. Braun eliminates MVP. He eliminates Shelton Benjamin, before Bobby Lashley comes in and he clotheslines Braun Strowman out of the ring, so Braun is gone. But of course, Braun's not going to be happy about this. He slides back into the ring, power slams Lashley, and tosses him out. So both of those men are gone, and their heat for their match on the kickoff show of Night 2 has now been intensified. Then Jinder Mahal gets eliminated by Otis. Brendan Vink gets eliminated by Luchasaurus, who then gets jumped by Samoa Joe and eliminated. Then the Robert Stone brand, who have sort of been cowarding, hiding in the corner, like Stone's sitting in the corner with Elias guarding him, shit like that. Oney Lorcan and Timothy Thatcher, of all people, sort of team up, because I think that would be a fucking sick tag team. And Oney eliminates Robert Stone, he kicks his ass, throws it up, and Elias is eliminated by Timothy Thatcher quickly after. Then Drew Gulak gets involved with Oney and Thatcher, because he's like, hey, I'm sort of like you, I'm a cool wrestle boy. But Timothy Thatcher eliminates Drew Gulak, before he's then eliminated by Dominik Dijakovic. James Storm is eliminated by Bronson Reed. Then Samoa Joe eliminates Eric, and then Samoa Joe eliminates Otis. Then Dolph Ziggler eliminates Humberto Carrillo. R-Truth is eliminated by Samoa Joe. Bobby Roode is eliminated by Dominik Dijakovic. Jeff Hardy and Cedric Alexander and Ricochet are still in there, so Jeff and Ricochet sort of gang up on Cedric. Jeff eliminates him, but then with a Hurricane Rana in sort of a, hey, every man for himself kind of thing, Ricochet eliminates Jeff Hardy. Then Frankie Kazarian is eliminated by Angel Garza. Garza is then eliminated by Bronson Reed. Dolph Ziggler is eliminated by Dominik Dijakovic. And then Ricochet is eliminated by Samoa Joe. So your final 4 are Bronson Reed, Dominik Dijakovic, Oney Lorcan, and Samoa Joe. Next gone is going to be Dijakovic, eliminated by Bronson Reed. And then Bronson Reed single-handedly dumped out by just Oney Lorcan. So the final 2 in the not the Rumble, fucking hell, in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, Oney Lorcan and Samoa Joe. They fight for a couple of minutes. Oney delivers the corner uppercut, so you get the foul. The crowd gets all fired up at Oney kicking ass. But then he's hit by that corner Uranagi by Samoa Joe and dumped to the outside of the ring. Only valiant effort. He comes second place. And Samoa Joe wins the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Couple of things I do want to go over here. Obviously, Kazarian hasn't been seen in the series yet. AEW let him go, so I hired him to be a trainer in NXT. But he's actually retiring, and unlike Asuka and Mickie James, I can't talk him out of it, so this was just a nice one-time WrestleMania moment for him. And yeah, he was just here for that reason. Advanced a couple of stories, like the Lashley and Braun thing. And yeah, Samoa Joe delivers on his promise to win the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. We then get a backstage segment with Seth Rollins and Charlie Caruso. And she's like, Seth, I don't understand, you requested this time. What is it? What have you got? And he's like, Charlie, Chuck, tonight is going to be the last time we see Buddy Murphy because he betrayed me as my disciple. I put him on the map. And I don't want him to just walk away from here. So tonight, you heard it here first. I've spoken to Eve. It's all been signed off. Our match will be no holds barred. A last minute twist. We then get hype video with the New Day showing the history of the New Day, because they've got their 6-man tag up next. The future of them as a faction relies on whether or not they're going to win this match. And also we're going to go over the New Day, talking about how much it means to be in this faction with their best friends, and how they will become joint record holders of the tag team championships, 10-time champions here tonight, and the New Day will continue to rock in 2021. That match gets an 80. That's actually pretty decent. It goes for 21 minutes 24 seconds, because everyone in this ring is a star, believe it or not, including Isaiah Swerve Scott and Escobar. And of course there'll be a lot of drama every time Xavier Woods is in the ring, specifically because he's the fall guy of this team, and they don't want to see the most beloved tag team of this era break up this way. And Andrade, he's sort of doing the main work for the Vega Mafia, because he got an 89, and so did Big E. Kofi got a 76, a 74 for Woods, a 71 for Scott, and a 70 for Escobar. So yeah, Big E and Andrade are doing the main body of the work here. Kofi does the big trust dive to the outside to take out Scott and Escobar, and then Big E gets Andrade up for the big ending, and tag made to Xavier Woods, midnight hour in the middle of the ring. Actually, no, it says to Isaiah Swerve Scott, so it actually also says Kofi, so yeah, forget everything I've just said apparently, but no, Xavier Woods pins Isaiah Swerve Scott 1, 2, 3 to win the tag team championships for the 10th time for the New Day. After the match, I need a segment just to give them the tag team championships, so they celebrate. But then the music is cut off, and because Big E and Xavier Woods, they got the pin, so they're holding the tag team titles. Big E grabs a microphone, and he says, well, there you have it. The New Day, us, this trio goes down in history now for being the joint most amount of times as the tag team champions. We're the longest reigning tag team champions in WWE history. And we're brothers. And this group means everything to all of us. And it broke my heart all these years to think of people talking about how Big E, he's being wasted in this group. Big E, he needs to turn on Kofi, he needs to turn on Woods and be a bit meaner. And I always laughed at how I was going to continue to be myself no matter what. And I never once for a second thought that I needed to leave this group and that I was being wasted in this group. And this group has helped make me a better man and a better wrestler. But this group, boys, he hands Kofi the tag team title. He says, it's time I ride solo. The New Day, as proven by this victory here tonight, we're always going to be together at heart. But the WWE draft starts this Monday night, and you two are the Raw Tag Team Champions, so you're going to be drafted together. I'm in that pool separately, and if we end up going our separate ways in the draft, I hope you don't. I hope you can forgive me, but it's time for the New Day love to be spread across the entire WWE universe, and that starts with me forging my own path on my way to becoming WWE Champion. And Kofi and Woods, they're sad, but of course they love their friend. They sort of have a group hug, and they pose with the tag team titles. Pyro goes off, crowd chants, New Day rocks, New Day rocks. An emotional farewell for Big E, maybe, unless he gets shouted to the same show. But why would I have done this if he was going to? Backstage, Miz and Morrison are with a bunch of unnamed placeholder famous people, and they're talking about how, oh my god, this has been such a great success so far. This has been the greatest WrestleMania of all time. They're hosting like their backstage WrestleMania party, and then Carly walks in with his 24/7 title. He's like, "Why did you want to see me, Miz?" Blah, 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 blah. And Miz is like, "Yeah, as a matter of fact, I did want to see you." So here's the thing, Carly. People don't want you as the 24/7 champion. They need somebody more sophisticated like me. So he pulls a referee from out of frame. And then before he can pin the Great Khali, all of J-Flow come in again. They knock over one of Miz's tables, knock champagne on the floor. And Miz and Morris are like, oh my god, you're ruining our party. And then one of J-Flow will kneel down behind Khali. And the other four push him over. Mackie lays on top of him. 1, 2, 3. And Mackie wins the 24/7 title. And she runs off of it and goes, yeah, WrestleMania. She won a title at WrestleMania. And the Miz, who's sitting down, drenched in champagne, pissed off that once again his party has been ruined by those pesky Joshis. First big match of the night. We get a hype video for Brock Lesnar and Keith Lee, recapping Keith's debut, where he beat Braun at No Mercy, and then Brock came out and challenged him to Super Showdown. Brock beat him at Super Showdown, and then Keith eliminated Brock from the Rumble, and Brock stopped Keith Lee from entering the Elimination Chamber. And now these two big boys are going to collide for the second time here at WrestleMania. In a okay match. I didn't expect it to be very good, because I don't really think Brock has the psychology to carry a match. I also don't think Keith has the psychology to carry a match at this moment in time either. Goes 12 minutes and 13, because it's a Brock Lesnar match. It's not going to go too long. It's a bit of a wild brawl, hoss fight. But in the end, Brock locks the Kimura in on Keith Lee, and Keith Lee picks him up. He looks at him with that stern, angry Keith Lee face. He drops him with a powerbomb, and he goes for the cover, but Brock kicks out of the Spirit Bomb. And then Keith Lee goes for a second Spirit Bomb, but Brock, like when he got him tucked under his legs, going for the powerbomb, F5 to the big man Keith Lee, and he gets the 1-2 kick out, and Brock Lesnar can't believe his eyes. And then eventually he goes for a second F5, Keith Lee slides under the back, slides down behind Brock Lesnar, pushes him against the ropes. Brock runs, rebounded into the arms of Keith Lee for a second Spirit Bomb. 1, 2, 3. Keith Lee has pinned the Beast here at WrestleMania. Brock Lesnar got a 90 and an 84 for Keith Lee, so those performances don't really add up to the 76. But again, it was the psychology, and I guess just, yeah, other RNG factors. I'm going to actually have a look. Keith Lee's inconsistency. Brock's apparently got poor morale. And the match was too long for Brock Lesnar, apparently. So, yeah. But Keith, guys, get the win here tonight. Hall of Fame. We go over recap the Hall of Fame induction ceremony, which would have happened Thursday in this save. Because we're not doing a 2-night takeover, because that's silly. And then the inductees come out onto the stage as somebody, probably Mike Rowe, says, welcome to the Hall of Fame class of 2021. And then it's William Regal, Molly Holly, Demolition Axe and Smash, Umaga, Rick the Model Martel, The Great Muta, The Undertaker. The lights go off and the smoke rises as the Undertaker, in full Undertaker gear, makes his what could be one final WrestleMania entrance. Like, he just walks to the ring, and that's where, like, his little Hall of Fame thing is, or the urn will be in there, actually. He just walks to the ring to get that one last WrestleMania Undertaker entrance. And he picks up the urn, he poses with the urn, does the Undertaker pose, and then he walks to the back as all the other legends applaud. '78. What a fucking women's tag team match this was. 40 minutes and 43 seconds. The Way, Candice LeRae and Ruby Riott defend against the Freaks and Geeks, get frenemies, whatever you want to call them. Or as we've just called them in the game, Paige and AJ Lee. Both women who this time last year would have seemed impossible for either of them to ever be in a wrestling ring ever again. But here they are a year later, looking to become the women's tag team champions. And the match goes 14 minutes and 43 seconds. And the finish is, we'd have Candice tease doing the the Wicked Stepsister stomp on Paige, which everyone's like, oh fuck, what about her neck? What about her neck, Candice? When AJ comes in and takes her down, Ruby would come in to swing at AJ and get locked in the Black Widow. Paige would lock Candice in the PTO. They're both in submission holds at the same time. They try and do the revival spot. They try and hold each other's hands to stop each other tapping out, but they can't reach each other. And they both submit at the same time. And AJ and Paige become the women's tag team champions. 65 for Paige, 66 for AJ Lee, 67 for Ruby Riott, and Candice LeRae leading the way over 75. That's pretty cool. But we do have new women's tag team champions here tonight. Hype video for Seth Rollins versus Murphy. What has been the culmination of, if I do say so myself, the greatest story I've ever told in TEW. And this is the finale. Seth Rollins, his whole world has come crumbling down around him. Buddy Murphy looks to put the Messiah down once and for all. But Seth, he's got vengeance on his mind. Because he accuses Buddy Murphy of betraying him and taking his church away from him and everything being Buddy Murphy's fault. Only one man can be victorious. Another 82. Lack of psychology. Michael Cole and Byron Saxton were shit. I'm adamant I'm never going to get a match higher than like an 82. I swear that is my peak. I know 82B and all that, and so it's funny. But yeah. No holds barred. Specifically for one reason and one reason only, which I'll get to later on. So it's basically a lot of chair shots, kendo stick shots, dives from Murphy and Seth, a lot of knees from Buddy Murphy. But yeah, Seth has the steel chairs, and he's going to do the tease where he's going to curb stomp Murphy on the chair, like he was going to... Or did he actually do it? I can't remember. Whatever. There was definitely some sort of tease where Seth was going to curb stomp Murphy on a chair. Whether he did it or not, I can't remember. But I definitely teased that at one point. We're going to tease that again here. Murphy catches in with the Murphy's Law as he comes down for the stomp. 1-2 kick out. And then at this moment in time, Seth Rollins realizes he may be in a bit of trouble. Buddy Murphy, he picks up a trash can and a kendo stick. And Seth's like, he's on his knees pleading. He's like, no, buddy, listen, stop. Time out. He picks up the little Seth Rollins church Bible and he holds it close to his heart. He's like, come on, buddy, think of this, think of what you're doing. Think of the church. Think of the greater good. And Murphy sort of turns his head, he puts the kendo stick down, he puts the trash can down. And Seth's still on his hands and he's still on his knees. And he puts his hand out with the church on it, or the little Bible on it. He's like, come on, buddy, pledge. And Murphy puts his hand on the Bible. But he yanks it out of Seth Rollins' hands. He tears it in half into quarters. He just rips it up to shreds. He puts it in the trash can. And then the trash can is put over Seth Rollins' head for the visual. You've grabbed Seth's arms, big knee. And then that knee's a rock clock Seth Rollins. And then he's dazed. Second Murphy's Law onto the trash can. Dents in the shape of Seth Rollins' body. 1, 2, 3. The Disciple has overcome the Messiah here tonight in an 82 rated match. A 94 for Seth Rollins and a 93 for Buddy Murphy. Now, all those months ago, when I took the title off Buddy, and I was like, don't worry, he'll be fine. This was the end goal I'd always been having in mind, and the story played out exactly as I was hoping it would. And it's honestly, I'm so proud of it, without patting myself on the back. And I would have put it up, it would have obviously won Slammy for Feud of the Year, but it wasn't really a feud the whole year. It was mainly only Seth and Murphy for like the last 2 months. But the whole thing, from Seth coming back at Backlash to now, what a year-long angle in my mind, and Buddy Murphy's come out of it. He's actually come out of it, he's actually about... I think he actually might be more popular than Seth. He's low 90s in popularity right now. So, breakout star of the year, maybe in his future, and what a season 3 he's got lined up for him. Backstage, Eve is with Stephanie, and they're finalising the draft for Monday and Friday next week. But obviously they don't have Pierce and Bivens there because they're fighting each other actually up next to see who keeps that job. When the Miz and Morrison walk in, they go, Stephanie. He takes his glasses off. He's like, we need to have a word. Steph's like, what is it? And he's like, I'm sure you're aware that this night of WrestleMania for me has gone off absolutely terribly. And she's like, nah, it's been pretty fucking sick, actually. He's like, come on, Steph. It hasn't. This is not what I had in mind at all. So, if J-Flow have been here all night for me, they've been here as my second in commands all night. I'm going to be here tomorrow night too. Me and John need a second chance to do WrestleMania our way. And please, Stephanie. And Steph's like, you do have a point. So, but it is J-Flow's show. They've got it all planned out. Just remember to stay in line, Miz. It's fine. So Miz and Morrison still have some sort of plan for WrestleMania tomorrow night. 80 for this match. Again, there's an elimination order on the screen, but I'm going to ignore that because I've got my own elimination order for this. Team Pierce and Team Bivens goes 18 minutes and 53 seconds. And the match would go for like 12 minutes before disaster strikes. Bit of miscommunication between Daniel Bryan and Apollo Crews. But Bryan and Gable continue to wrestle. But Apollo, he's not too kind. He gets into the ring and he drops Daniel Bryan with an enziguri. And he starts shouting at him going, what are you doing? What are you doing, fool? You think you can mess with me, huh? You think I'm a joke to you, huh? Slaps him in the face, boom, boom, boom. And walks out on his team. I know, yes, I'll come back to it in a minute after the match, because I want to address the elephant in the room. But Apollo walks out on his team, laying Daniel Bryan out. And of course, Bryan would then stand up, and he's going to get pinned by Chad Gable. 1, 2, 3. So it's Sami Zayn against the world. And he's looking like, oh shit. And he gets in there with Chad Gable. And Gable... We'd have the story here be... Gable goes for the chaos theory out of the corner, but as he rolls through, Sami like puts his legs down and puts him into like a cradle and pins him 1, 2, 3. So Gable got surprised and temporarily out wrestled by Sami Zayn, so he's eliminated Chad Gable. So this could be AJ and Corbin against Sami. Sami Zayn at this point would be the most over babyface on the roster because it's going to be him versus the world. Think Dolph Ziggler from 2014 Survivor Series. And Corbin's going to get in. He's going to try to pick up the bones of the little man. He goes for the end of days. Sami rolls it through. Blue Thunder Bomb. Somehow he's going to pick Corbin up for the Blue Thunder Bomb. And we actually had him pin him with 1, 2, 3 with that, because I think the Blue Thunder Bomb needs to be a better move. It needs to actually win Sami matches, and especially hitting on somebody like Corbin would be impressive. So 1, 2, 3. Bivens and Omos at ringside looking comically concerned that it's just AJ against Sami now. Somehow the odds have been evened. And AJ's like, don't worry guys, I got it. And AJ and Sami would wrestle for a couple more minutes. AJ would go for the phenomenal forearm, but as he flies through the air, Sami would catch him in position for a Koji clutch. As he goes for the forearm, AJ's in the clutch for like a couple of seconds. The crowd is screaming tap, 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 because Sami, oh my god, what an underdog, what a hero. And then finally, AJ Styles does submit, and Team Pierce wins. Sami Zayn eliminates the entire field. What a night, and what a man. 80 rated match. 76 for King Corbin, 82 for AJ Styles, 78 for Chad Gable, 81 for Sami Zayn, 66 for Apollo, and an 87 for Daniel Bryan. So, Apollo Crews. Yes, I did just turn in babyface at Survivor Series. But the downside of not having everything pre-recorded and doing it where you want to is that things happen in the real world that make you want to like do new stuff. And so when they turned Apollo heel, I was like, God fucking damn it, now I want to turn him heel again, because I do think the accent is a little bit silly, and I don't think he should use it all the time, just like when he's getting proper angry and like, or like quoting like African Nigerian heritage that his grandfather told him or stuff like that. But I don't think he should have it all the time. I don't think it is a cool part of his act to do it, but I don't think he should speak with it 24/7. But that first week he came out as the heel with the Nigerian stuff, and the entrance with the spear and all that, it's just some top tier shit, and I want my Apollo to be like that. So he's turned heel on Daniel Bryan here. So if they end up on the same show, maybe that will continue. But the real story here is with Sami Zayn, because what a hero he was. And after the heroic babyface turn against Shinsuke Nakamura at SummerSlam, he's sort of been on the back burner, but it's time to heat that fucker up again, because we're Dolph Ziggling him here from Survivor Series 2014, except hopefully we don't fumble the bag with it like they did. And Adam Pearce will stay the SmackDown General Manager. As for Malcolm Bivens, there are hints towards his future actually on the screen, but who knows what the future holds to him. 92 for this hype segment. The big dog and the big cross man for the Universal Championship. Hype video from when Cross was the mystery attacker from Christmas Chaos, to beating Mustafa Ali at the Royal Rumble, to Roman Reigns taking Keith Lee's spot in the Elimination Chamber, to now. Who will win this hoss fight for the Universal Championship? 73. 10-22. Lack of psychology. Because again, just look at it, this isn't going to be a long fucking 5-star classic. It's going to be a fight. So it shouldn't be going that long. But we start the match and Roman goes for a Superman punch right away. He nails it, and he goes for a second one, he nails it. He goes for a third one, he's caught, and he's hit with like the back suplex Saito that Cross does. So, hot opening, right off the bat. He maybe do like 3 of them, and then there'd be like a stare down from across the ring from both men going, alright, I see. And Roman goes for a spear, he nails the spear. This isn't directly after, this is a couple minutes later. but that was the opening, so this is the finish, basically. Spear, 1-2, kick out. And then as Cross kicks out, he locks in the cross jacket. And Roman, he's shaking his little head. He's trembling, true Samoan chief. He's screaming. I'd maybe have him have a bloody face, but I don't know how I would do that. Because I just think the visual of him standing up with Cross on his back with a bloody face would be cool, but if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, I'm not going to make him blade for it. And he stands up, he fights through the cross jacket, and he Samoan drops carrying Cross. He goes for a spear in the corner, he goes, ooh, ah. He nails the spear. He goes to nail a second spear right off the bat, because Cross, he doesn't stay down, he gets speared, but Roman can't make the cover, he's already fighting back to his feet. He goes for the second spear, and Roman's snatched out of midair into the second cross jacket. And again, Roman tries to stand up and fight, but this time Scarlett is there, and she twats him in the face with the hourglass. He falls to the canvas, and the big dog passes out in the cross jacket. And in 10 minutes and 22 seconds, Karrion Kross defeats the big dog, Roman Reigns, and makes defense number 2 of his Universal Championship by technical submission. 78 for Kross and a 90 for Roman Reigns. And we then get the... Oh, I forgot about the cool Karrion Kross WrestleMania entrance, because of course that would happen. Just assume most people on this show have had sick Mania entrances. Damian Priest. The ones off the top of my head I can think of that would specifically have a really cool entrance. Damian Priest. New Day. Kross, obviously. Both the women in the main event. Seth and Murphy. Yeah. That's about that for that. We then get the segment where The Miz and John Morrison are out and they're thanking everybody for coming, and how what a night this night 1 of WrestleMania was, and night 2 is going to be just as good because now they're on board for that as well. And they're going to announce the attendance when J-Flow come out. And J-Flow snatched the mic and they're like, yeah, thank you for coming. The attendance was, according to the game, 44,561. And then we get the big cheers as they celebrate. And they're like, see you tomorrow for night 2, where hopefully we're going to break more records. When Miz, the crafty little devil that he is, takes the opportunity to roll up Mackie 1-2-3 to win the 24/7 title. And then he hugs Morrison and they jump up and down in celebration going, yes, I won a title at WrestleMania. And then they wave goodbye like a dickhead as J-Flow are angry, pouting and stamping their feet on the stage. But it's time for the second ever Women's WrestleMania main event. The Royal Rumble winner, Bianca Belair, versus Sasha Banks, the SmackDown Women's Champion. The story for this, I don't know if I ever actually mentioned this, but remember when Charlotte attacked Bianca back at Survivor Series? Because Bianca was scheduled to, defend her get a championship tap on that show against Sasha Banks. So that didn't happen then because, and obviously the implication was that Sasha could have helped Bianca but didn't. Maybe even stuck a couple of shots in there herself. But now the time for talk is over. The main event of WrestleMania. I hope these girls absolutely smash it. Absolutely smash would be a bit of an exaggeration, but considering how everything else on the show has gone, it's actually pretty good. It's not going to tank the show, is what I'm saying. It's about average. 16 minutes and 54 seconds. Sasha would go lock in the bank statement, definitely, but we'd have Bianca maybe do some cool spot with her hair and try and grab the ropes. No, I did have the spot plan where Bianca tried to grab the ropes, but Sasha took her hair, and because her hair was wrapped with the rope, she sort of pulled that, and Bianca had her hair caught on the ropes while she was in the bank statement for extra pain. But she didn't tap, she did make it to the ropes, of course. I say of course, because, yeah. And, finish, frog splash. Bianca would be on the floor, Sasha would hit the frog splash. And then, when Sasha landed, Bianca just rolled it through in the John Cena power spot. Lift Sasha up onto her shoulders, hitting the KOD in the middle of the ring, and getting the 1, 2, and the 3 to crown the new SmackDown Women's Champion, Bianca Belair, in a 77 rated match. 16 minutes and 54 seconds. 75 for Sasha, 62 for Bianca Belair. And then, end of the show, 84, she actually helped the show here. The new SmackDown Women's Champion celebrates, holding her title up in the air, swinging her hair around her head in celebration, as the fireworks go off around SoFi Stadium. And Michael Cole, thanks you for tuning into WrestleMania Night 1, and we'll see you tomorrow night for Night 2. 88 rated show. Fantastic. The set and the celebrity and all that did help. And, of course, I would go into the whole spiel about me being all thankful and emotional for the end of the series and WrestleMania, but we've got another show to do before that, so I'll save that for then, so look forward to that. But, yeah, there's actually a pretty good show. A lot of stars have been created here tonight, if I do say so myself. The future is looking good for, Damian Priest, Dakota, even Raquel after that segment, Sami Zayn, Keith Lee, Buddy Murphy, Bianca Belair, Karrion Kross. All these people had a great night. But what matters more than the 88, now more than ever, is what you thought of the show. So do let me know what you thought, either in the comments once it's up on demand, or if you're live in the premiere right now. Give me your thoughts on the show. And next time, 120, the official season finale of the TEW 2028 Challenge Run, WrestleMania Night 2, which I think on paper is the more stacked of the two nights, but we shall see. Now more than ever, I hope to see you then.